G'day, my name's Charlie Matthews. I'm the North Island Product Specialist for Deutz-Fahr tractors here at Power Farm in New Zealand. With a growing number of Kiwifruit operations throughout New Zealand, in recent times we've seen a huge increase in demand for specifically tailored tractors to suit a Kiwifruit growing operation. We start with European quality tractors like the two either side of me here, and from that we work with local growers and operators to find out exactly what requirements are for their specific orchards, which allow us to set a framework so we can then locally engineer and develop tractors to be suited perfectly to Kiwifruit operations. So to my left here we have a Kiwi Classic tractor. Now Kiwi Classic brand name has been associated with Sami and Deutz-Fahr tractors for a number of years now. Recently we decided to overhaul this product to really fine tune and cater it better to the Kiwifruit market and the growing conditions that these tractors are worked with every day. The model itself is based off the AgriPlus F320 and F420 Eco line. The 320 is a 3-cylinder 80 horsepower tractor, while the 420 is a 4-cylinder 100 horsepower tractor. So it gives us two options to work with as a base tractor. From there we engineer these locally to basically we lower the seat height, so we get down to about 750mm base seat height on these tractors. So when you're working in that gold Kiwifruit later in the season where the crops are heavy and hanging a lot lower, it really gives you a lot more comfort. You're not having to crouch down as much to try and get underneath the fruit. We've made some other adjustments, including lowering the foot plates to have a better leg angle so your knees aren't up around your ears, and we've moved the hydraulic controls as well so that they're at a more ergonomic position for using implements such as side shift mulches, or we're using those hydraulic functions. Other modifications that we do here at Power Farming is we spec these tractors on smaller wheel equipment to basically get them a lot lower to the ground, and we manufacture rolled steel guards at the back to again just lower the height of that tractor, making it better suited for in the canopy work for that lower fruit and such. So starting at the front of the tractor here with our front axle, they run a nice heavy duty front axle, so if you were fitting some extra ballast to the front of this tractor, it can handle that extra weight with ease. Another feature of the front axle is the four-wheel braking. So these tractors actually have front disc brakes out in the hubs. If you're working on a hilly orchard, or if you've got a couple of bin trailers or Kiwifruit bins on behind, you can rest assured you've got plenty of stopping power with all four wheels having actual brakes out in the wheels to get that strong stopping power. So the engines themselves, these tractors use our SDF 1000 series engine. So it's also an engine that's commonly used in our ag tractors as well, such as our Agrilux and AgriFarm range. As I said before, this comes in a 3-cylinder and a 4-cylinder. So with the 3-cylinder you can opt for the shorter wheelbase with the 3-cylinder model. So if you've got tight headlands or anything at the end of your orchards, it gives you a nice tight turning circle by not having such a long tractor. But if power is what you need and that extra torque down low, then you can opt for the 4-cylinder 100 horsepower option, which you get a slightly longer wheelbase, obviously with the extra pod on the front, but it does give you that extra power if it's a necessity for your operation. The ROPS frames on these tractors can be folded down, so when you're on the road you can fold them up so that you've obviously got your safety for rollover events, but when you get to the orchard you can easily fold them down to get you down underneath those canopies and get that nice low tractor height. So as you can see here with the lowered seat height down to 750mm and the aluminium foot plates that have been also lowered, I'm slightly over 6 foot, and as you can see it's quite a comfortable position for an operator. So when you are doing those long days, if you do have the taller operators, you're still not compromised by having your feet up high and an uncomfortable angle with your legs. So with the transmission you've got 3 main ranges down the side here, as well as 5 gears in each of those range. Now in each of those gears as well you also have an underdrive gear, so if you find that you're working between speeds, you can grab that underdrive gear, which will cut the speed in half to give you a better control when you're working with PDO implements to get those accurate speeds. Keeping with the modifications we've made to the tractors, we've got the hydraulics have been moved on this specific one. So this is our premium top spec tractor right here. So we've moved the hydraulics to a more ergonomic position. So if you are working with a side shift mulcher or something where you're using these hydraulics regularly, it can be an option to shift these forward to make it at a lot more comfortable position for regular operations. Brush guard on the side here just obviously protect your hands from branches and things passing by. Your hitch controls all to your right hand side here, which gives you easy access for lifting and lowering mulches and mowers. The platform itself is kept reasonably free on this one, so there's nothing obstructing you when you're getting on and off. It makes entering and exiting the tractor nice and easy. Electronically governed engines on these, so you can set your engine speed with your hand throttle down the front here, and you can save an engine speed, so when you are working with PDO gear, again, you can just record that speed on the fly instead of having to try and set that perfect point every time. So around here at the back of the tractor, you'll see we've got hook ends on our 3-point linkage. That's a standard feature on these, so when you are attaching implements, it makes it nice and easy to hook those implements up. 2 pairs of hydraulic remotes giving you plenty of versatility, so you can run a number of different implements on here without being limited by your hydraulic output or capacity. It's a 3-speed PDO on these tractors, so we run a 540, a 540 economy and a 1000 speed. And we also have a number of attachment options in terms of your drawbar and your hitch. So this one here is spec with our ladder hitch, which obviously slides up and down out of the way, and you can also match your drawbar height nice and easily with that, or you can go for the more standardised swinging drawbar, which is quite a popular option on these tractors as well. So here we have our Kiwi Keyline model. It's a new model to our Kiwifruit range, I guess. It's based off our 80.4 Keyline. And this model is more based at that lower end, I guess, more of a budget conscious type of buyer who wants a tractor that can still get down nice and low, not quite as low as our Kiwi Classic, but to an operable level for within the orchards, but at a cheaper price as well. So if you're buying a number of units or you're just using them for trailer work where you're not going to be under the fruit all day, it's a nice compromise to get that slightly more favourable price with a little bit of the spec taken off. So yeah, based off our Agriplus 80.4 Keyline, it features the same STF 1000 series as the Kiwi Classic. However, this one's a 4-cylinder 80 horsepower engine. So only the one model in these ones, but with that 4-cylinder you get that good bottom end grunt, and 80 horsepower for towing bins or running mulches or the likes. It's more than ample. So the front axle on these is the same as on the Kiwi Classic. So again, you get your full-wheel braking, you get your nice strong front axle. So again, if you're putting a forklift on the front, lifting fruit bins and the likes, you're going to have no issues through there. Plenty of strength, and yeah, good suitable axle for this type of tractor. So in terms of modifications we've made to these tractors to better tailor them to the Kiwifruit industry, we've lowered the seat again, so they get down to about 850mm seat height. They're on the same wheel equipment as the Kiwi Classic, which again lowers the overall height of the tractor. We've had new frames and brackets made up for the footwells on these tractors, so again it gets that knee height and the operator comfort level up a bit. And we've lowered the guards on them too to make them better suited to the wheels, so they're not sitting up as high, and you get better clearance over top when you are working in the canopies. So again, you'll see a nice comfortable operator's position here with the lowered seat and the lowered the footwells. You'll see my knees are at a nice comfortable angle, so for those long days you're not going to be sore and achy when you're climbing off the tractor. Transmission on these, so you've got 3 ranges and you've got 5 gears in each of those 3 ranges, so plenty of speeds again to choose from, which gives us 15 in forward and 15 in reverse. Now we've got a dedicated forward reverse shuttle over to our left hand side here, so if you're working with a front forklift or anything like that where you're going backwards and forwards quite regularly, it gives you a nice easy option instead of changing to a reverse gear. You can just use that shuttle and stay in the same gear. Our hitch controls to our right hand side here, so it gives us plenty of control when we're lifting and lowering mulches and the likes, and then our hydraulic controls are just to the back here. 2-speed PDO, so we've got 540 and 540 economy, so you get a couple of options there for running your PDO at the back, and all your 4-wheel drive controls and everything are all nice and tucked away down the sides of the seat, so they're not obstructing when you're climbing on and off the tractor.